The Ancient Lotus Pond Garden is one of the oldest classical gardens still existed in China. It is located in Baoding city in Hebei province. Was proved to be firstly built in Yuan dynasty as a private garden, and then became an official garden. In the 1980s, with its lofty and gardening art, the Ancient Lotus Pond Garden was appraised to be one of the most famous gardens in China. The Ancient Lotus Pond was originally named Xuexiangyuan. It was initiated by one of the marquises called Runan Wang Zhangrou and built in the Yuan Taizu 22nd year in 1227 AD. It is a masterpiece of ancient Chinese gardens. The Ancient Lotus Pond consists of the famous 12 scenes, which regretfully have not been preserved completely due to many historical incidents. In the Qing dynasty, it served as the residence of emperors Qianlong, Jiaqing, and Guangxu, and also served as the residence of emperors Cixi. The Spring Afternoon Slope, one of the 12 scenes of the Lotus Pond, located right at the front behind the main gate. It looks like a carved screen, covering the beautiful scenery behind. On the spring, the peony planted on the slope would be in full bloom. The red color together just like a beautiful cloud. Ancient Lotus Pond Archway, sitting in the south and facing north. The large horizontal tablet with the words Ancient Lotus Pond. On the back, the 4 characters 连怡下燕 is the dedicated description of the Lotus Pond. The Yard of Chen Han Pavilion. This is the yard that contains several pavilions, which store the emperor's writings and calligraphy. The carved stone dragon flying, handwriting of the emperor Kangxi, is the most precious piece of treasure in the Lotus Pond. It is 105 cm long and 64 cm high. It was once stored in Tower of Constellation Kui and then carved on a stele. Zhuojin Pavilion. In the southwest corner of the Spring Afternoon Slope, there's a good place to enjoy the lotus view in the summer. The Water Bureau. In the Wanli period of Ming Dynasty, Zha Zhilong, the magistrate of Baoding, renovated the ancient Lotus Pond and inscribed the plaque, the Water Bureau. He asked the officials to understand his implication and introspect themselves, to use the water as a measure, to examine their own body and heart, to see if they disappoint their emperor and their people. Pavilion of Noble Integrity. It is one of the 12 sceneries of the Lotus Pond. The name of the scenery was compared to the noble character of lotus. People can enjoy a perfect landscape of lotus flowers when climbing onto the pavilion. Inferiority Pavilion. Originally, it was named as the Green Pavilion, or the Pavilion of Rosy Clouds. In the year 1903, when the provincial military and political governor Yuan reconstructed the pavilion, the south of it had been turned into a vegetable garden. Therefore, it was renamed as Inferiority Pavilion. Quoted from the Confucius, the Analect, which means I am inferior to the farmers with regards to cultivating. The history of the bridge goes back to Mongolian Yuan dynasty. The bridge is the most ancient construct in the whole garden. The bridge was built by laying huge white marble bricks with 9.65 meters long and 2.65 meters wide. The beast of swallowing water on the main arch of the bridge, with a primitive and vigorous design mode, rugged and terse sculpting techniques, shows a typical Mongolian style. Cave of Living Verses. It is one of the 12 sceneries of the Lotus Pond. The name has taken from the words of a famous poet called Su Shi in Song dynasty. Emperor Qianlong had successively inscribed 4 poems for it. The cave is quite moist, cool, and damp. On the cave is the biggest man-made hill in the garden. Pavilion on the Terrace of Rock, with the popular name of the Hall of Kunis. It is a place for passing the summer leisurely. Enjoy the kunis as well as appreciating the beautiful sceneries. Hebei Provincial Library. It is the most ancient library in Hebei province. It is built by Lu Jing, the chief of the education department in Hebei province in the 31st year of Qing Emperor Guangxu. The library stored more than 2,000 sorts of books, which were lent to common people. Today, it is the exhibition room for calligraphy and paintings. The Ancient Lotus Pond, one of the top 10 historical gardens in China, is one of the 8 scenes in the ancient city of Baoding. It has been the pearl of ancient gardens in the north of China for more than 800 years. It has different experiences of private garden, official garden, academy garden, royal garden, and public garden. And now it has been promoted to the Key Cultural Relics Protection Unit. It is mainly based on Confucian culture, but also contains Buddhist culture, minority culture, and Western culture. So it has a rich cultural accumulation. Her vicissitudes have witnessed the alteration of feudal dynasties, the progress of the society, and the exchange of international cultures. The history of the Lotus Pond makes it different from other classical gardens. The Ancient Lotus Pond Garden. This is the scenery resort I'd like to share with you in this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next time.